Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. If you are new around here, my name is Blaine Evans and this is Trucking Life. So today we are dealing with starter issues. Well, you guys are watching me deal with starter issues. So it's been going on for a minute. I noticed it about a week and a half ago. I was getting loaded at GAF in Cedar City and went to start up my truck, and all the starter did was click at me. And so, you know, I'd been driving in the rain and whatnot, so after that it started fine until Wednesday, I think what it was. Yeah, Wednesday I left Phoenix and I stopped in Kingman at the TA there and ran in to grab a bite to eat and shut it off because it had been starting just fine, and thought maybe it was just a hiccup, which, you know, I should have known better. So, but I didn't go with my gut feelings and get it fixed, you know. And I was talking to a couple of my buddies that are partners, and you know, we all just, well, maybe we got lucky, you know, and it was just a bug or something got wet, you know, or whatnot. And well, anyways, I got to that TA, go in and come out, and can't remember the old guy's name, but old guy from Tennessee was parked next to me, and he seen me over there. It's turning it over, and all it was doing is click, 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 click. And he's all, hey, it sounds like you got a solenoid going out. And I was like, yeah, unfortunately, you know, the solenoid or the starter, and maybe some of you guys on here know better than me, but my ignition too, when this happens, I'll turn my ignition all the way off and sometimes the truck stays on. Now, granted, you know, we read on the forums to start at your batteries and work backwards, and so that's what I've been doing as far as checking everything. And so I did check my batteries, and there was a couple of terminals that was maybe like a quarter of a turn loose, and so I fixed those and tightened those all down and made sure they were good to go. And I haven't had that happen since, so I'm thinking that was probably battery related, to where, you know, it was kind of bouncing connection or something. But the starter, on the other hand, is either the solenoid or the starter. Me, you know, I grew up around cars, but, you know, I haven't worked on cars or trucks my whole life. I'm not afraid to work on them, but I don't know enough to tell you if it's the starter or the solenoid. Maybe you guys might know better. All I know is when I turn the ignition, I'll show you here in a second, because here we are, it's Monday morning, it's October 14th, 15th, whatever it is today. And the truck is not starting. I've been here for 10-15 minutes trying to get it to. It caught one time and it turned over for about 2 seconds and then stopped. But as you guys can see, I've been, well, I don't know if you can see down there on the starter, the little shiny spots, but I've been tapping on it with my tension bar, hoping that it will go. So, and then, because, you know, I don't have another load booked. I don't know what that leak is right there. That might be getting checked out too. But anyways, and then I also have a coolant leak that I was going to tell you guys, but we'll do that here on the next video probably. I don't know if you can see right here, this green, but I talked to Volvo and they said that O-rings go bad up under here sometimes, and so my coolant's all leaked out, or my Freon's all leaked out of my cooling system as well. But we'll do that. We'll probably get that fixed today, because even though it's mid-October, it still gets hot in the truck when you got the engine going and you got 48,000 pounds on your trailer. You're climbing up a hill and windows down and everything. I mean, even if it's 60 degrees outside, that damn truck gets hot as hell inside. So the AC will be getting fixed. We are hoping to put it off until next year. I mean, if it's too expensive, we'll just recharge it, because I got the compressor which is on the other side, so I'm showing you guys absolutely jack shit. I got it replaced, and so we know that's good, but and then, you know, that took about 3 months to leak out, so if anything else, we'll spend $100, refill it, and then just run it into the winter, and then next spring we'll figure that out. But anyways, guys, let's jump in the truck, see if we can get this damn bastard to start. I'm beating the shit out of this old starter with this tension bar, trying to, there's the tension bar there, trying to get it started. And sorry if my headlights from my little Expedition was in your guys' eyes, but oh fuck that. And I think I pinched a nerve on the right side of my back because barely bend over to put shoes on this morning. All right, guys, let's see if she can do this. So here we go. Nope. Can you guys hear that? Now maybe some of you guys are more familiar with what that could be. I'm hoping that she'll just catch it one of these times, but she's just not seeming to this morning, boys. So I think she's dead. So I'm going to continue tapping on it for a few more minutes. If not, then, you know, if she's not going to start, then we're going to have to get another truck in here to take this load, because the load's going literally like 5 blocks that way. Like, I'm parked at the yard in St. George, and it's over at the college, which if these trailers weren't right here, you would be able to see the college. But so yeah, I'm going to continue to try to get it started. Hopefully I can get it started, because if I can get it started, I can take it and go get this unloaded and just let it idle, and then Volvo's about 10 minutes away. Sorry guys, the video stopped for some reason, but anyways, Volvo's about 10 minutes away, so I could take it over there and just drop it off after the fact. And then I have a few errands and stuff I need to run in town anyway, so I could do that while they're slapping a new starter on it and figuring out that AC issue. So, but anyways, I'll see you guys here in a minute. Alright guys, here we are. We got 2 cars hooked up to the freaking truck. Still have not been able to get it started, but we're thinking that it might be batteries, so I got my buddy Jason over here. We got all kinds of crap hooked up to the truck, seeing if we can make an explosion if all else fails. But it's my buddy Jason, he's climbing under the truck. How's it going, YouTube? But we're going to see if there's a way that we can possibly arc the starter and see if we can get it started that way. But
I need some kind of jumper, like a piece of metal, I don't know. A great big piece of plastic in the way, so I can't just go jump it if there's a piece of plastic stopping me.
So we have to like make a U around the plastic or something?
Like, yeah.
All right. I have a little box of tools. Let me grab it. We'll be back, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. So what turned into how to tell if your starter's going bad video has now just turned into how to replace your starter. So yeah, shit didn't go good today. So we could only get it to click. It tried starting, I think, about 3 times, and all we got was this nasty grind, just this type of grind, right? And for only about that long. So we got down under there. As you seen, my buddy Jason was here a while ago. He was supposed to help me do this starter replacement tonight, but he got called into work. He drives a dump truck locally, so he's been kind enough to loan me tools, all the tools that I need to get it replaced. It is still in the truck. I haven't pulled it out yet. Here's the new starter. So, you know, some things you're going to need. You're going to need a good set of tools, some wrenches, some sockets. You got some big ones, some small ones. He just kind of gave me a bunch of shit so that I have everything to cover it. You're gonna need your new starter. You need to disconnect the battery cables. I haven't done that. We're gonna need a U-Haul blanket. We got a trusty Rockstar, and we got more tools in the back of the car. So yeah, we're good. And I also picked up some more straps, which that's neither here or there, but some more straps, some more tools, gloves. Gotta have gloves. We don't need to be busting our knuckles. But anyways, I'm going to get over here. First things first, you're going to want to disconnect your battery cables so that once you start pulling all of your wires off of your starter, they don't start arcing out. And so we're going to get in here, disconnect the powers and then the negatives. So these two negatives, and I think there's just the 2 or maybe the 3 powers that will disconnect. I'm not sure exactly which ones to disconnect. I'm just going to do all the ones that are running back into the truck. That way I'm safe. So my last thing I want to do is ruin more shit. So one thing I didn't tell you guys is I had my first accident. So the bumper's missing, which it just popped off here, but I'll fix that. We'll do a video on that. So anyways, guys, I need to charge the GoPro for a minute, so I'm going to disconnect the battery cables and then jump underneath here, see what tools I need. Well, this will tell me what I need right here. So these already have the nuts and stuff on them, so I'll match up what nuts and whatnot that I need there. And then one thing he did tell me is to grab a strap or a rope or something and tie off this existing starter. That way I don't have something, I don't know, that probably weighs 40 pounds in the neighborhood of, I would guess. So he said to tie it off, that way it doesn't come crashing down on my face, which, you know, you guys might not like my face, but I kind of like my face. So, but I'll see you guys here in a second. I'm gonna charge this GoPro and disconnect those batteries. So see you here in a minute. All right, guys, before I run out of battery on this thing, because it hasn't been charging, I have 16%. I just got the old starter out. So this is what holds the big wires that connect down here. But so what you're gonna need, this is for a Volvo, but I imagine they're all pretty similar. All these little bolts and nuts, the ones that are here are 18 millimeter, and this one you can't get to with a socket. So just so you know, I had to run to Checker and get me an 18 millimeter wrench. So this one that's here and this one that's here you can get to with sockets. You're gonna need some extensions, you know, extensions long enough to get you out past here. So, and I don't know if you can see, you can't really see down in there, it's dark, but essentially it sets like this. So this is the bottom bolt when you're looking at it from the ground. Then these are the tops. So this one isn't bad to get. This one isn't bad to get if you have a wrench. Like I said, you'll want an 18 millimeter wrench. And then the other one you have to kind of slide fuck, I just lost my train of thought. Slide your socket with your extension up on through the back and across the top to get to what essentially is this one back here. So, but they're all 18s, but as you guys can see, I am running out of daylight quick. I need to hurry and get this new one put back up and get it bolted on before I can't see, because that top one up there, it's a pain in the ass. So anyways, guys, I will chat with you, and then there's, you know, obviously your big wires connect here and here, and then you have two smaller wires that connect here, a ground and a negative and a positive, that connect on either side of your solenoid, and then 2 big wires, a power wire and I would imagine another ground wire. They connect here and here. So I mean, it's fairly simple. You undo these 2 bolts, pull the wires off, undo these 2 nuts, pull the wires off, and then it's 3 bolts. So yeah, it's not too bad. But with that being said, guys, I'm gonna leave you with that. All right, guys, we are done. We got the new starter done. So I lied to you. These ones back here were 18 millimeters that hold the starter to the engine or to the block, and the ones that hold the wire on are 3/4 of an inch. So you're gonna need, you know, a socket kit essentially, and then some wrenches if you have them, at least up to an 18-inch and a 3/4 inch wrench and socket and extensions. So this is the set of tools that I had, and I apologize for this video being so long, but it's the first time I've changed a starter out on the semi. So I have a little short 3/4 inch. There's another long 3/4 inch under the truck that I'll have to dig out after I move, because it may have bounced back there quite a ways. But, and then, you know, I have little wrenches. There's those little there's little nuts that are 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, 18 millimeter, and then the little wires that went onto that, onto here, onto the solenoid or whatever, they were 10 millimeter. So 10 millimeter, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, 18 millimeter, and just time, and hopefully you're a little bit skinnier than me and can get under the truck a little easier. But so I just got the batteries hooked back up. Everything's lined up there, as you can see. Kind of getting dark outside, but let's try fire her up. So I fired her up one time, so this isn't the original start, but fire her up again to make sure that she is good. And she fires like a champ, so sounds a lot better too. So anyways, guys, so a couple of things that I've learned from this as far as how you can tell if your starter's going out. The first thing I guess I noticed was just a weird sound, and I never thought much of it. You know, I'm fairly new to all this, and so it's kind of a grinding, whining. I don't know, the starter just sounded different when I started my truck. And then obviously when I was in Cedar a couple weeks ago, after I had ran through the rain and stuff, you know, I went to start it and it just clicked. Eventually it started then after a couple of minutes, and we decided, you know, that we would see how it went, you know, and we did some research, and I tightened all my battery cables, and then it started fine for about 3-4 days, no issues. So we just chopped it up as the starter. You know, that maybe something just got wet or whatnot. And so, and then this last Wednesday when I was in Kingman, and did it again, and I hadn't drove through any weather or anything, and so at that point it was like, okay, it has to be something, the starter, the solenoid, whatever, you know. And thank goodness, or thanks to the old guy from Tennessee, you know, he helped me tap on the starter and whatnot as I was trying to start the truck, and we were able to get it started last Wednesday. I kept it turned on until I got home Saturday, which was 2 days ago, and then I parked it, and I was assuming that I would be able to get it started this morning, but it did not start. And so that's when we went and grabbed the starter, and from there on out you guys can tell what happened. So anyways, guys, I appreciate everybody for watching. You know, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. You know, anything I go through, I will record it for you guys like this. But yeah, starter, not that big a pain in the butt. You know, 3 bolts, some wires. So it's essentially 3 bolts that hold the starter on, 2 bolts that hold the big wires, and 2 bolts that hold small wires. So, but I don't know, guys, I'm gonna call it a night, go home and shower. This load has to be delivered at 7 in the morning now. Once again, I apologize for the long video, but I do appreciate you guys for watching, and hopefully I was able to help people out. But with that being said, I will catch you all on the next video.